Ambassador Zektar of the Vraxian Empire couldn't hide his bewilderment as he watched the human delegation enter the Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council. The humans moved with their characteristic confidence, their ambassador flanked by two guards who appeared, defenseless. "This is preposterous," Zektar hissed to his aide, his four eyes tracking the human security detail. "Where are their plasma rifles? Their energy shields? Their combat exoskeletons?" The aide, equally perplexed, consulted his data pad. "According to the records, Ambassador, humans have attended every diplomatic meeting for the past 3 cycles with completely unarmed guards. No weapons detected whatsoever." Across the chamber, High Counselor Yethmos of the Silicon Collective was having similar thoughts. Her crystalline form pulsed with confused amber light as she observed the humans take their seats. The 2 human guards, a woman with short dark hair and a man with graying temples, stood relaxed beside their ambassador's chair, hands clasped behind their backs, eyes scanning the room with professional calm. Primitive species often display irrational behaviors, Yethmos transmitted to her fellow counselors through their neural network. Perhaps humans simply lack the technology for proper defensive equipment. But Counselor Thrakyum, the massive insectoid representative of the Hive Nexus, disagreed. His mandibles clicked thoughtfully. "Negative, Yethmos. Intelligence reports indicate humans possess sophisticated weapons technology. Their military capabilities are concerning. Yet their diplomatic guards carry nothing more threatening than communication devices." The meeting proceeded as usual: trade agreements, territorial disputes, the mundane business of governing a galaxy. But the mystery of the unarmed human guards lingered in many minds. It wasn't until the incident with the Corvan delegate that the galaxy learned the truth. Ambassador Velthok of the Corvan supremacy had always been volatile, but today his aggression reached new heights. The reptilian diplomat's rage over a mining rights dispute boiled over when he suddenly lunged across the negotiation table toward the human ambassador, his claws extended and venom sacs swelling. What happened next would be discussed in diplomatic circles for decades. The female human guard moved. Not the enhanced blur of cybernetic augmentation or the teleportation of advanced technology, just movement. Pure, devastating efficiency. Her left hand intercepted Velthok's wrist while her right struck his elbow, hyperextending the joint with a sickening crack. The massive Corvan, who outweighed her by nearly 200 pounds, found himself spinning through the air before crashing face-first onto the council floor. The entire sequence lasted perhaps 2 seconds. Velthok struggled to rise, his arm hanging at an unnatural angle, but the male human guard was already there. A precise pressure point strike to the neck, and the Corvan delegate collapsed, unconscious but breathing. "Medical assistance required," the female guard said calmly into her comm device. "One injured delegate, non-life-threatening." She looked up at the stunned assembly. "Apologies for the disruption. Please continue with the proceedings." The chamber erupted in shocked chatter. Ambassador Zektar's eyes widened as understanding dawned. "They don't carry weapons," he whispered, "because they are weapons." High Counselor Yethmos's crystalline form flickered through a spectrum of colors: confusion, realization, then something approaching fear. Through the neural network, she shared what her databases had just revealed: human guards weren't just ceremonial attendants. They were selected from elite military units, trained in dozens of combat disciplines, capable of neutralizing threats with nothing but their bodies and minds. "Fascinating," Counselor Thrakyum observed, his compound eyes fixed on the human guards who had returned to their positions as if nothing had happened. "They require no external weapons because their entire bodies have been weaponized through training and conditioning." The male guard caught Thrakyum's stare and offered a slight, professional nod. "We prefer to think of it as being prepared, Counselor. Violence should always be a last resort, but when diplomacy fails." He gestured subtly toward the unconscious Corvan. "We ensure it ends quickly." Later, as the session concluded, delegates huddled in groups, reassessing everything they thought they knew about human diplomatic protocol. The humans had sent a message without saying a word, they came to these meetings seeking peace, but they were anything but helpless. Ambassador Zektar approached the human delegation as they prepared to leave. "Your guards," he said carefully, "they are quite impressive." The human ambassador smiled. "Captain Chen and Sergeant Rodriguez are among our finest. They've been specially trained for diplomatic protection, not just in combat, but in de-escalation, cultural sensitivity, and threat assessment. We found that the best way to prevent violence is to be so obviously capable of it that no one wants to test you." As the humans departed, the Galactic Council was left with a new understanding: humanity's approach to diplomacy wasn't naive pacifism. It was confidence born from absolute preparedness. They carried no weapons because they needed none. The galaxy had learned that sometimes the most dangerous guard is the one who doesn't need to prove it,